Imagine walking into a room filled with possibility, surrounded by an energy of expectation, of hope, of pure love. That's where you are right now. Because right here, in this very moment, I want you to believe that a miracle is about to happen in your life. I know it's hard to always see, but the truth is sometimes a miracle doesn't look like what we think it should. It doesn't always arrive in a burst of fireworks or in an earth-shattering moment. A miracle, my friend, often comes quietly, whispering in the stillness, in the small signs, and the subtle shifts. Now, I know you've been through some things. We've all had our share of struggles, our share of moments where it felt like the world was closing in. I'm here to tell you it's because of those moments that your miracle is on its way. What if I told you that the very struggles you faced have been preparing you for something incredible? Yes, I'm talking about the times when you thought you couldn't go on. The times when you cried out, when you felt like you were at the end of your rope, but still here you are, standing strong. It's in those moments that the seeds for your miracle are planted. The universe, or whatever you believe in, is working behind the scenes, weaving together the perfect plan for you. But here's the thing about miracles, they're not just about what's coming, they're also about what's already here. Have you stopped to look around lately? Have you taken a moment to truly notice the blessings you already have, the love, the health, the opportunities, the people who show up just when you need them? Here's the secret to unlocking your miracle. You've got to believe. Not just in the big moments, but in the little ones too. You've got to believe that you are worthy of the life you've dreamed of. You've got to believe that you deserve the miracle that is coming your way. Because you do. It's easy to look at the obstacles in your life and think, I'll never get past this, or I'm not worthy of a miracle. But listen, you are more than enough. And sometimes a miracle isn't about changing the external world, it's about transforming you from the inside out. It's about you discovering your own power, your own worth, and knowing that you are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or the setbacks you face. So here's the promise I want you to hold on to today. A miracle is about to happen in your life. It may not come in the way you expect, but it's coming. And when it does, you'll look back and realize that the waiting, the struggle, the uncertainty, they were all part of the process. Because, my friend, the greatest miracles are the ones that change us, that shape us into the people we were always meant to be. And I need you to trust that. No matter where you are today, you are on the verge of something incredible. Your miracle is closer than you think. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. Stay open to the blessings that are unfolding. Because right now, today, something amazing is about to happen in your life. Belief in the unseen is one of the most powerful forces in life. It's the ability to trust in something beyond what our eyes can perceive or our minds can fully understand. It's the quiet confidence that even though we can't see the path, we know deep in our hearts that it's there. It's the belief that even when things seem uncertain, there is something greater at work, guiding us toward our purpose, our destiny. Think about it, we live in a world filled with so much that we cannot see. Air, for example, it's invisible to the naked eye. But we know it's there because we can breathe it, feel it, and see its effects. In the same way, there are forces at play in our lives that we may not fully comprehend, but we trust they are moving in our favor. Believing in the unseen requires a shift in perspective, a move from doubt to faith, from fear to trust. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about holding on to the hope that something beyond our circumstances is guiding us to the right place at the right time. When we allow ourselves to believe in the unseen, we open ourselves to possibilities that we couldn't have imagined before. We start to see opportunities where others might see obstacles. We find solutions when others are stuck. And most importantly, we develop the resilience to keep going even when the road ahead seems unclear. This kind of belief asks us to lean into the unknown. It's about accepting that although we can't control everything, we can control how we respond. It's knowing that not everything has an immediate answer, but still choosing to trust in the process and to believe that something greater than ourselves is orchestrating the details of our lives. You might not see the miracle yet, but that doesn't mean it isn't coming. Trust in the unseen is what allows us to keep moving forward, even when the light at the end of the tunnel isn't visible. It's the belief that somehow everything will work out. It's the knowing that even in the toughest times, there is something larger than us that is unfolding a bigger plan, a plan that we may not understand today, but will become clear tomorrow. Divine timing is the deep belief that everything unfolds in its own perfect time, even when we can't see or understand it in the moment. It's the understanding that there is a rhythm to life, a flow that we can either resist or surrender to. And when we learn to trust this flow, we realize that the things we desire, the dreams we hold close, and the lessons we need to learn will come to us at precisely the right moment, never too early and never too late. There are times in life when it feels like we've been waiting forever. We wonder why things aren't happening as quickly as we'd like, or why doors we think should be opening remain firmly closed. It's easy to get frustrated, to doubt ourselves, and to question whether we're on the right path. But divine timing reminds us that there is a bigger picture, one that we don't always have the full view of. Sometimes the delays and detours are necessary. They protect us, prepare us, and position us for what's truly meant for us. If we get something too early, we may not be ready to handle it. If we get it too late, we might have missed an opportunity for growth along the way. Think about the seasons of nature, the way a flower blooms when it's ready, or how a tree takes its time to grow tall, strong, and sturdy. There's no rush, no hurry. The tree doesn't doubt itself because it's not yet as tall as it could be. And the flower doesn't feel inadequate because it's not yet in full bloom. Each thing grows at its own pace, in its own season. Similarly, we too are on our own journey, unfolding at the pace that's right for us. Divine timing teaches us patience. It helps us understand that we don't need to have everything figured out today. It's okay not to have all the answers, and it's okay to take a detour or make a wrong turn. What matters is that we keep trusting, keep moving, and keep believing that even if we can't see it now, the perfect opportunity will arrive at the perfect time. When we embrace divine timing, we stop fighting against the current of life and begin to trust that we're exactly where we need to be. Sometimes the delays, the waiting, or the moments of uncertainty are the very things that build the foundation for our greatest blessings. It's like a masterpiece being painted, stroke by stroke. Sometimes we can't appreciate the full picture until we step back and see the beauty of everything that's come together. So even if you're in a place of waiting right now, or feeling like your miracle is taking longer than expected, know that divine timing is always at work. Trust that everything will fall into place when the time is right, and that your story is unfolding exactly the way it's meant to. There is no need to rush, because what is meant for you will arrive at the perfect time. The power of faith is a force that transcends circumstances, a force that has the ability to shape our reality in ways we can't always see or understand. Faith is not simply about believing in something abstract or intangible. It's about trusting in the unseen, believing that even when everything around us feels uncertain, something greater is guiding us toward what we need. It's the quiet, unwavering belief that despite the challenges we face, the difficulties that seem insurmountable, or the doubts that sometimes creep in, there is something more powerful at work, leading us toward our purpose. Faith is what keeps us going when the road gets tough. It's the belief that even when we're standing at the edge, unsure of what's ahead, we can take that next step because we trust that the ground will be there to catch us. It's what enables us to move through life with a sense of hope and expectation, even when the world around us is full of reasons to despair. Faith is not about ignoring the challenges we face. It's about having the courage to walk through them with the assurance that there is a greater plan unfolding, even when we can't see it. When we have faith, we shift our focus from what is lacking or what is wrong to what is possible. It helps us to see beyond our immediate circumstances and envision a future filled with hope and possibility. Faith opens doors that might have seemed closed. It makes pathways appear where we once saw only walls, and it helps us persevere when every logical reason might say to quit. Faith allows us to hold on to our vision and keep moving forward, even when the way seems unclear. It's important to understand that faith is not always a calm, peaceful feeling. It's not the absence of fear or doubt, it's the decision to move forward despite them. Faith is about action. It's about continuing to show up even when you can't see the results right away. It's about holding on to what you believe in, even in the face of uncertainty. Sometimes the greatest acts of faith come in the moments when we feel the most vulnerable or exposed. It's in those moments that we must lean into the strength of our belief and trust that something greater is working on our behalf. The power of faith is transformative. It has the ability to change not only our perspective, but our energy, our actions, and our results. When we truly believe, we show up differently in the world. We take risks we might not have taken before. We approach problems with creativity and courage instead of fear and doubt. Faith gives us the power to keep going when we want to quit, and the confidence to keep striving for something better when the current reality doesn't reflect what we envision for our lives. Faith is also deeply connected to the way we view ourselves. When we have faith in something greater, we begin to have faith in our own potential. We start to recognize that we are capable of more than we think. Faith in something beyond us empowers us to believe in our own strength, resilience, and ability to overcome. It reminds us that we are not alone and that we are supported even when we feel like we're walking through life on our own. At its core, the power of faith is the belief that things are working out for our good, even if we don't yet see the full picture. Faith is the fuel that keeps our dreams alive, the fire that burns through the fog of uncertainty, and the light that leads us through dark times. It's the unwavering knowing that no matter what, the best is yet to come. And when we carry that kind of faith, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because faith empowers us to take the steps that bring our dreams into reality. So whether you're facing a challenge right now or standing on the edge of something new and uncertain, remember that the power of faith is with you. Keep trusting, keep believing, because when you hold on to faith, even in the toughest times, miracles begin to happen. The quiet miracle is often the most profound and the most life-changing, though it's not always the most visible or dramatic. It's the kind of miracle that doesn't announce itself with fanfare, fireworks, or grand gestures. Instead, it's subtle, almost unnoticed, yet it holds immense power to transform our lives in ways that can't be measured or easily explained. We live in a world that craves instant results and visible change, a world that celebrates the big, the bold, and the spectacular. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that a miracle has to look like something grand and unmistakable, a sudden windfall, a life-altering event, or a dramatic shift in our circumstances. But the truth is that sometimes the most significant miracles happen in the quiet, everyday moments. They happen when we least expect them, and often in the spaces between the noise of our busy lives. The quiet miracle might come in the form of a small, seemingly insignificant shift in perspective. It could be a moment of clarity, a sudden realization, a new understanding that changes the way you see the world or the way you approach your challenges. It might be the gentle whisper of peace that enters your heart when you've been struggling with anxiety or fear. It's the peace that settles in when you least expect it, when you've been battling with doubt and uncertainty, and suddenly you feel a calmness you didn't know you needed. Sometimes the quiet miracle is simply the healing of a broken heart over time. It's not always instantaneous, but when you look back, you realize that your pain has eased, your heart has mended, and you're stronger and more whole than you were before. It's the kind of miracle that happens gradually without you even realizing that you are being transformed, until you find yourself on the other side of a difficult experience with a new sense of peace, purpose, and resilience. There are also the quiet miracles of connection, the moments when you connect with someone in a way that shifts your understanding of love, compassion, or friendship. It might not be a grand gesture, but rather a simple, genuine conversation, a shared moment of vulnerability, or an unexpected act of kindness that changes the course of your day or even your life. These small moments, though they may seem insignificant at the time, can create a ripple effect that transforms you, your relationships, and the way you view the world. The quiet miracle is also the miracle of growth, personal growth that happens not in giant leaps, but in small, consistent steps. It's the gradual evolution of your character, your mindset, your abilities. You may not notice the change day by day, but when you look back over time, you realize that you are no longer the same person you were. You've grown in wisdom, strength, and understanding, often without even being fully aware of how or when it happened. There is also the quiet miracle of timing, when things just seem to fall into place at exactly the right moment. You may have been waiting for an opportunity, a sign, or a breakthrough, and then, without warning, the right thing appears at just the right time, as if the universe had been working behind the scenes to orchestrate it all. It's not always flashy or dramatic, but when it happens, you recognize it as the divine timing at work in your life, a quiet miracle that speaks to your soul. And then there's the quiet miracle of resilience, the slow but steady realization that you are stronger than you ever thought possible. In the midst of your struggles, you may not always feel like you're winning, but over time you start to see that you're enduring, you're growing, and you're emerging from the other side of hardship more powerful than you were before. The quiet miracle here is the strength you discover within yourself, a strength that you might never have known was there had you not faced the challenges you did. Sometimes it's the miracle of being at the right place at the right time without any effort on your part. It's the serendipitous meeting of someone who changes your life, the unexpected opportunity that comes out of nowhere, the moment when everything seems to align perfectly. These quiet miracles often feel like coincidences, but deep down we know they are anything but. Gratitude shifts our energy. When we focus on what we're grateful for, we elevate our vibration and our energy becomes more aligned with positivity and possibility. We stop attracting scarcity and start attracting abundance. This doesn't mean that life becomes perfect or that challenges disappear, but it does mean that we approach life with a different mindset. Instead of feeling defeated or overwhelmed, gratitude helps us to approach each day with a sense of appreciation and hope. It allows us to move through challenges with resilience because we know that even in difficult times, there are things to be grateful for, whether it's the support of loved ones, the lessons we're learning, or the strength we're discovering within ourselves. Moreover, gratitude has a way of amplifying the good. When we focus on the positive aspects of our lives, we start to see more of them. It's like a lens that sharpens our ability to recognize goodness in the world. What's interesting is that gratitude not only makes us feel good in the moment, but also creates a ripple effect in our lives. When we express our gratitude, whether it's through a simple thank you or through acts of kindness, it spreads outward. The more we give thanks, the more we attract to be thankful for. It becomes a cycle of positivity that continues to grow. Gratitude also enhances our relationships. When we express our appreciation for others, when we let them know that we don't take them for granted, it strengthens our connection with them. People feel valued when we express our gratitude toward them, and this deepens trust and affection. Whether it's a thank you note, a heartfelt compliment, or simply taking the time to say, "I appreciate you," gratitude nurtures the bonds that hold us together. It reminds us that we are not alone, that we are surrounded by a network of love, support, and kindness that we can lean on in both good times and bad. When we practice gratitude regularly, it also helps us cultivate a deeper sense of contentment. We stop waiting for the next thing or the next achievement to bring us happiness. Instead, we learn to find joy in the present moment, knowing that we are enough just as we are. Gratitude helps us to detach from the constant chase for more and instead appreciate the life we have right now. We start to realize that we already have everything we need to be happy and fulfilled right in this very moment. Gratitude is also a powerful antidote to fear and anxiety. It's easy to get caught up in worry about what the future holds or in regrets about the past, but gratitude anchors us in the present. It pulls our attention away from what we cannot control and directs it toward what we can appreciate, what we can cherish, and what we can hold close. When we are truly grateful, we feel secure, knowing that we are not defined by our circumstances, but by our ability to find joy and peace in the now. But perhaps one of the most profound effects of gratitude is that it connects us to something greater than ourselves. Whether you believe in a higher power, the universe, or simply the interconnectedness of all things, gratitude opens our hearts to this larger force. It allows us to surrender to life's flow and trust that we are supported, even when things are tough. Gratitude reminds us that we are part of something bigger, something infinite, and that every little thing in our lives, the good and the bad, has a purpose. It encourages us to lean into trust, knowing that we are never truly alone and that everything is unfolding as it should. Embracing the struggle is one of the most empowering mindsets we can adopt, though it can be difficult to grasp in the moment. Life is full of ups and downs, moments of victory and moments of defeat, but the struggles, the obstacles, the challenges, the times we feel like we're fighting against the tide are where our greatest growth happens. These are the times when we're stretched beyond our comfort zones, when we're forced to confront our deepest fears, and when we're given the chance to discover who we truly are. The instinctive response to struggle is often to resist it. We want things to be easy, to flow effortlessly, and to avoid the discomfort that comes with pushing through adversity. But the reality is that without struggle, there is little room for personal transformation. Every challenge we face, no matter how painful or difficult it may seem at the time, carries with it the seed of something greater, a lesson, a breakthrough, or a newfound strength we didn't know we had. Struggle, in many ways, is the forge in which our character is shaped. It's the pressure that turns rough stones into diamonds, the fire that tempers steel into something unbreakable. When we choose to embrace the struggle, we begin to shift our perspective. We stop viewing obstacles as setbacks or punishments and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we begin to ask, "What is this teaching me?" This shift doesn't diminish the difficulty of the struggle. It doesn't make the pain any less real, but it empowers us to see that we have the ability to navigate through it. It reminds us that we are not helpless in the face of hardship. We are capable of adapting, learning, and rising above it. There is a beauty in struggle that we often fail to see. It's the beauty of transformation. When you're going through something difficult, it can feel like you're losing yourself, but what's really happening is that you are shedding old layers, old beliefs, and old limitations. You are being shaped into a newer, stronger version of yourself. The struggle is a refining process, like a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble to reveal the masterpiece within. Every setback is not a defeat, but a step in the journey toward your fullest potential. Every obstacle is a stepping stone to your growth. As we embrace the struggle, we also begin to embrace imperfection. Struggling doesn't mean we're failing, it means we're human. It means we're growing, learning, and evolving. We begin to understand that we don't have to have it all together, and that's perfectly fine. The struggle is not something to be ashamed of, it's something to honor. It's a testament to our desire to move forward, to be better, and to live a life of meaning. One of the greatest gifts of embracing the struggle is that it helps us appreciate the good times even more. Without the contrast of hardship, we wouldn't truly understand the value of peace, joy, and success. When we experience the low points, the tough moments, we develop a deeper gratitude for the high points. It's like tasting the sweetness of a victory after fighting through a long battle. Suddenly, that victory feels so much richer, so much more deserved, because we know how hard we fought for it. The struggle gives context to the triumph. Moreover, embracing the struggle means we also embrace the journey of life. We stop fixating on an idealized end goal and start to appreciate the process, the ups, the downs, the lessons, and the growth that happens along the way. We begin to understand that there is no perfect moment when everything will be smooth sailing. Life is a continual series of challenges and opportunities for growth. The more we accept this, the more we can enjoy the journey, even in the tough times. And through all of this, embracing the struggle teaches us empathy. When we go through difficult times, we develop a greater understanding of what others are going through. Our struggles become a bridge that connects us to others in their pain and their triumphs. We realize that we are not alone in our challenges, and that shared experience brings us closer to one another. It helps us develop compassion, not just for others, but also for ourselves. In the end, embracing the struggle is not about seeking out hardship for hardship's sake. It's about acknowledging that struggles are an inevitable part of life, and instead of running from them, we learn to face them with strength, grace, and an open heart. It's about understanding that the struggle is not our enemy, but our teacher, our companion on the path to becoming the people we were always meant to be. And when we learn to embrace it, we realize that within every struggle lies the possibility of transformation, growth, and ultimately a deeper understanding of who we truly are. Personal transformation is one of the most profound and life-altering journeys we can embark on. It is the process of evolving into the fullest version of ourselves, a journey that involves shedding old beliefs, behaviors, and patterns that no longer serve us, and embracing new ways of thinking, being, and experiencing life. It's not always a linear process, and it's certainly not always easy. It often requires confronting the parts of ourselves we may prefer to ignore, facing the discomfort of change, and being willing to let go of familiar habits or identities that have shaped who we are for years. Yet in the end, personal transformation is about moving toward a version of ourselves that is more aligned with our true essence and purpose. At the heart of personal transformation is self-awareness. Transformation begins when we become conscious of our current state, our habits, our thoughts, and our emotions. It's about taking a hard look at who we are and acknowledging where we are in life. For some, this awareness may come after a significant life event, a crisis, or a moment of awakening. For others, it may begin as a quiet desire to improve or change. But self-awareness is the key to unlocking change. Without it, we remain stuck in patterns we're not even aware of. With it, we open the door to new possibilities and new growth. This awareness is often uncomfortable, especially when we begin to see the parts of ourselves that need to change. It might reveal limiting beliefs, fears, or behaviors we've been carrying for years, sometimes since childhood. These revelations can be painful, but they also serve as the catalyst for change. It's like peeling away the layers of an onion. Each layer represents an old belief or pattern that no longer serves us. As we peel them away, we get closer to the core of who we truly are, and that core is often more powerful, more authentic, and more capable than we ever imagined. In addition to letting go, personal transformation involves creating new habits and perspectives. It's not enough to just release the old. We must actively build new ways of thinking, new actions, and new beliefs that reflect who we want to be. This is where the real work begins. It's about choosing to show up differently in the world, to take consistent action toward the person we are becoming. This can feel daunting, as it often involves stepping outside our comfort zones and trying things we've never done before. But these new habits, whether they're small daily practices or major life changes, begin to create the foundation for a new reality. They are the building blocks of a new identity. One of the key elements of personal transformation is resilience. Change is rarely smooth or immediate. It is often messy, nonlinear, and filled with setbacks. There will be moments of doubt, moments of frustration, and moments when we feel like giving up. But resilience is what keeps us moving forward when we encounter those inevitable roadblocks. It's about continuing to take one step at a time, even when we can't see the full picture. Transformation is a process, not a destination, and the journey requires patience and persistence. Resilience is what helps us bounce back when we fall, learn from our mistakes, and keep moving forward with renewed strength and wisdom. Another vital aspect of personal transformation is self-compassion. As we embark on this journey of growth, it's easy to become our own harshest critic. We may become frustrated with ourselves when we don't change as quickly as we'd like, or when we slip back into old habits. But transformation is not about perfection, it's about progress. Self-compassion allows us to be gentle with ourselves through the process, to acknowledge that we are human and that transformation takes time. It's the recognition that it's okay to make mistakes and that every setback is simply a lesson in the journey. Self-compassion gives us the grace to keep going, even when we feel like we've failed. Along the way, personal transformation often leads to a deepening sense of purpose and connection to the world around us. As we shed the layers of who we thought we were and become more aligned with our authentic selves, we begin to understand our true purpose more clearly. We start to see the bigger picture, to recognize our unique gifts and how they can contribute to the world. Our relationships deepen as we become more authentic and present, and our sense of connection to others grows. Personal transformation is not just about individual growth, it's about growing into a more conscious, compassionate, and connected being who can contribute more fully to the lives of others and to the world at large. Personal transformation is also about embracing change as a constant in life. We tend to think of transformation as a one-time event or as a goal to be reached, but in truth, transformation is an ongoing process. The journey of self-discovery and growth doesn't have a final destination. Once we begin the process of change, we realize that it's a continuous evolution. Life is fluid, and we are constantly evolving. Each new chapter brings new lessons, new challenges, and new opportunities for growth. Personal transformation isn't something that ends, it's a lifelong journey of becoming more of who we truly are. At its heart, personal transformation is about stepping into your fullest potential, embracing the person you were always meant to be. It is not about becoming someone else, but rather about returning to the truth of who you really are beneath all the layers of conditioning, fear, and doubt. It's about trusting yourself, your intuition, and the wisdom that lies within you. And as you go through the process, you begin to realize that the person you are becoming is someone who is capable of creating a life that reflects your deepest values, dreams, and desires. Ultimately, personal transformation is not a destination, but a way of living, an ongoing process of self-discovery, growth, and evolution. It is the journey of shedding the old and embracing the new, of facing the new, of facing discomfort with courage, and of continuously stepping into the best version of yourself. It is a beautiful, often messy, but always empowering journey that opens up the possibility for a life that is deeply aligned with your authentic purpose. Letting go of control can feel like one of the most challenging things we're ever asked to do. In a world that prizes certainty, security, and predictability, the idea of relinquishing control can seem frightening, even counterintuitive. We're taught from a young age that we must take charge of our lives, plan for the future, and shape our destinies. We try to control our circumstances, our outcomes, and often the people around us. But in doing so, we create tension, stress, and a sense of overwhelm. Letting go of control, paradoxically, can be the key to finding peace, freedom, and alignment with the natural flow of life. Letting go of control is not about giving up or becoming passive. It's about surrendering the need to micromanage every aspect of our existence. It's about acknowledging that there is a greater intelligence at work, one that is unfolding our lives in ways that are often beyond our understanding. Letting go of control invites us to trust the process, to trust ourselves, and to trust that things are happening as they should, even when we can't see the whole picture. This surrendering of control often begins with accepting the uncertainty of life. We tend to fear the unknown, to avoid situations that make us feel uncertain or vulnerable. But life's beauty lies in the mystery, in the spaces we can't predict or plan for. When we try to control every outcome, we miss the magic that unfolds when we allow things to happen naturally. By letting go, we open ourselves up to experiences, opportunities, and outcomes that may be even better than what we could have planned for ourselves. Sometimes the best things in life arrive not when we try to force them, but when we release our grip and allow them to come to us. Letting go of control also means embracing imperfection. We often seek perfection in ourselves, our relationships, and our circumstances, believing that if we can just make everything right, we will find happiness or success. But the pursuit of perfection is exhausting and ultimately unattainable. Life is messy, unpredictable, and imperfect. When we let go of the need for everything to be flawless, we give ourselves permission to experience life as it is, in all its raw beauty and vulnerability. We stop holding ourselves to impossible standards, and in doing so, we create space for more joy, more ease, and more acceptance. There's also a freedom that comes with letting go. When we are constantly trying to control everything, we exhaust ourselves, both mentally and emotionally. We become so focused on the shoulds and musts that we lose sight of what really matters: our well-being, our peace of mind, and our ability to be present. Letting go of control doesn't mean we stop making choices or taking action. It means we stop trying to dictate the exact outcome of every decision. We free ourselves from the mental and emotional strain of trying to force things into being, and instead allow space for life to unfold naturally. This freedom allows us to approach life with more ease, joy, and flexibility. Letting go of control is also a practice in self-compassion. Often our need for control arises from an inner belief that we're not enough or that we're not capable of handling what comes our way. We think that if we just work harder, plan more, or tighten our grip on life, we'll be able to avoid pain or failure. But this pressure to control stems from fear and self-doubt. By letting go, we release the self-imposed expectations and allow ourselves to be imperfect, to make mistakes, and to experience life as it is. We show ourselves kindness in the face of uncertainty, and in doing so, we can create the space for growth, healing, and acceptance. Ultimately, letting go of control is about reclaiming our power, but in a way that is grounded in trust and surrender rather than fear. It is about stepping into the flow of life, acknowledging that we can't control everything, but we can control how we respond to what comes our way. By releasing the need to manipulate every outcome, we make room for new opportunities, new perspectives, and a deeper sense of peace. We trust that life, with all its ups and downs, is unfolding perfectly for us exactly as it should. And in that trust, we find the freedom to live more fully, with less stress and more joy. Letting go of control in the end is not about weakness, it is about strength, the strength to trust, the strength to surrender, and the strength to be present with life as it is. Hope is not simply a passive wish or a naive belief that things will get better on their own. True hope is an active, deliberate choice to believe in possibilities beyond what is immediately visible, to trust that something greater than our current circumstances is unfolding, even when we can't see the full picture. It is the understanding that no matter how difficult the present moment may be, it is temporary and change is always possible. Hope allows us to see beyond our pain and fear and holds space for us to envision a future where things can improve. What makes hope so powerful is its ability to fuel resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and no one is exempt from experiencing moments of loss, disappointment, or hardship. However, it's in these very moments of challenge that hope becomes the force that carries us through. Hope is the internal drive that says, this isn't the end, there is more to come. I can make it through this even when the weight of the world feels unbearable. Hope is the thread that tethers us to the belief that tomorrow is another opportunity for change, for healing, or for change. Hope gives us the courage to keep going even when the path ahead is unclear. It's what pushes us to take that next step, even when we don't have all the answers or when the future seems uncertain. Hope doesn't require us to see the full picture, it only asks that we take the next step in faith. It is the quiet voice inside us that whispers, keep going, you're stronger than you know. Without hope, it would be easy to get stuck in despair, to give in to fear, or to believe that things will never change. But with hope, we tap into an inner strength that keeps us moving, even when everything else tells us to stop. Hope is also contagious. When we hold on to hope, we become beacons of light for others who are struggling. The energy of hope spreads, often in ways we don't even realize. Just as despair can be contagious, so too can hope. When we refuse to give up hope, we inspire others to do the same. Our optimism, our faith in the future, and our determination to keep going can lift the spirits of those around us. In this way, hope creates a ripple effect, turning individual struggles into collective resilience. We are reminded that we are not alone in our hardships, that hope connects us all in our shared humanity. Sometimes hope requires patience. In our fast-paced world, we often expect immediate results and quick fixes, but transformation takes time. Healing takes time. Progress takes time. Holding on to hope means learning to be patient with the process, trusting that even when things don't seem to be changing, they are. It's about understanding that growth and healing are not always linear, and that setbacks and delays don't mean failure, they are simply part of the journey. The act of waiting, when done with hope, becomes a practice of faith, of believing in the unseen, and of trusting in divine timing. Hope also teaches us to stay open to possibility. It helps us break free from limiting beliefs and opens our hearts to what might be beyond what we've imagined. When we hold on to hope, we let go of the rigid need to control everything and open ourselves to the possibility that the future may hold something far greater than we've envisioned. Hope encourages us to remain flexible, to pivot when necessary, and to trust that we are being guided, even when we don't know the direction we're heading in. It's in this openness that miracles happen, unexpected opportunities arise, paths that once seemed closed suddenly open, and solutions to problems emerge in the most surprising of ways. Another essential aspect of hope is that it fosters self-belief. When life gets tough, it's easy to doubt ourselves, to question our worth, or to feel like we aren't enough. But hope keeps us grounded in the belief that we are capable, resilient, and strong enough to face whatever comes our way. Hope whispers to us that our current situation does not define us, that we are more than the challenges we face, that we have the strength within to overcome them, and that we have the ability to create a better tomorrow. Hope is the anchor that helps us remember our inner power even when we feel vulnerable or defeated. Perhaps most importantly, never giving up hope reminds us that life is always evolving, everything is in constant flux, and the storms we endure will eventually pass. Hope teaches us that no matter how difficult things may seem in the present moment, change is always on the horizon. The seasons shift, and what feels like a long winter will eventually give way to spring. By holding on to hope, we remind ourselves that we are never truly stuck. We are always in a state of becoming. Our circumstances are temporary, and the future holds infinite possibilities for growth, transformation, and renewal. Hope, in its purest form, is an expression of faith, a belief in something greater than what we can immediately see or understand. It is the heart's way of trusting in the unseen, of choosing to believe in a brighter tomorrow, even when today is dark. Hope is not just a passive feeling, but an active force that propels us forward, one step at a time. It is the thing that keeps us going when everything else seems to be falling apart, and it is the foundation of resilience, strength, and transformation. So no matter how tough life may seem, no matter how deep the struggle, remember, never give up hope. Hold on to it tightly, let it guide you through the toughest times, and trust that the future is full of possibilities. Even when the way forward is unclear, hope is the light that leads the way. You deserve the miracle that is waiting for you, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Life has a way of testing us, pushing us to the edge, and sometimes making us question our worth. When things aren't going well, it's easy to start believing that we're not worthy of good things, that we don't deserve success, happiness, or healing. We may look at others and think they have it all figured out, that they deserve the miracles they receive. But somehow we don't. But the truth is, miracles aren't reserved for a select few, they are for all of us, and you absolutely deserve yours. The first step in accepting the miracle you deserve is understanding that you are worthy, not because of anything you've done to earn it, but simply because you are. Your value is inherent. It's not tied to your achievements, your mistakes, or how others perceive you. You are deserving of love, of abundance, of joy, simply because you exist. No matter what you've been through or how many setbacks you've encountered, you are worthy of the blessings that the universe has in store for you. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to have it all together. You don't have to prove your worthiness to anyone, least of all to yourself. Life often brings us challenges that make us question our deservingness. We go through hardship, face disappointment, and encounter moments of deep doubt. But just because you're facing struggles doesn't mean you're unworthy. In fact, it often means you're on the brink of something extraordinary. The struggle, the pain, the difficulties, all of it is part of the journey toward your miracle. Sometimes the most powerful breakthroughs come after the most intense moments of challenge. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. You are in the process of unfolding, and your miracle is coming in divine timing. You may be waiting for something, a dream, a breakthrough, a sign that everything will work out, but here's the thing, miracles often show up when we least expect them, in ways that surprise us. They don't always come with fanfare or the grand gestures we envision. Sometimes the miracle you deserve is a quiet shift inside of you, a new perspective that allows you to see that everything you need is already within reach. Other times, the miracle may come in the form of a person, an opportunity, or an event that you couldn't have planned for. But what remains true is that you deserve this miracle, not because you've earned it by being perfect, but because you are inherently worthy of it. There is a deep truth in the idea that the universe or life itself is not trying to punish you. It's not out to get you. Yes, life can be difficult and we all face struggles, but at the heart of it all, there's a flow and natural rhythm that seeks to bring you the good that you desire. The challenges you face are not evidence of your lack of deservingness. They are simply the circumstances through which you are being shaped, refined, and prepared for the greatness that is ahead. Sometimes we need to go through the fire before we can truly appreciate the miracle that is waiting for us on the other side. The more you believe in your own worth, the more you open yourself to receiving the miracle that's coming to you. Often the biggest block to our blessings is our own disbelief. We think, maybe I don't deserve it, or what if I'm not good enough? These thoughts only keep us in a state of resistance, pushing away the very things that could bring us healing, abundance, or joy. But when you choose to believe that you deserve the miracle, you open yourself up to receiving it. You create the space for it in your life by allowing yourself to step into your own power, by affirming your worth, and by saying yes to the gifts that life wants to give you. And the miracle may not always come in the way you expect. It may not arrive in the form you envision, and it may not happen according to your timeline. But that doesn't mean it's not happening. Miracles have a way of unfolding in unexpected ways. Sometimes the miracle is the way a seemingly small shift in your mindset opens up a whole new world of possibilities. Sometimes it's the healing of old wounds or the realization that you are stronger than you ever knew. Your miracle might not be what you expected, but it will always be what you need, and it will always be something that supports your growth, your joy, and your purpose. There is also something deeply empowering about accepting that you deserve the miracle, because it allows you to take ownership of your life. It's an act of self-love and self-respect to believe in your worthiness. It's a declaration that you are open to receiving abundance, love, and all the blessings that are already on their way to you. When you accept that you deserve the miracle, you also begin to see how everything you've gone through has been leading you to this moment. All of your experiences, your pain, your growth, every part of your journey has been preparing you to receive the blessings that are now yours to claim. And don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Sometimes we shy away from our desires, thinking that wanting too much is selfish or that asking for too much is greedy. But the truth is, the universe wants you to have what you desire, especially when it's in alignment with your highest good. You deserve the abundance, the love, the peace, and the fulfillment you seek. Never doubt that you are worthy of receiving it, and never be afraid to ask for it. You deserve the miracle because you are capable, you are resilient, and you are worthy of a life that reflects the greatness within you. The miracle might not come all at once, but it's unfolding every day in ways you can't yet see. Trust in the process, trust in yourself, and know that your miracle is on its way. The universe has been waiting for you to fully step into your worth and claim the good that is meant for you. Now is the time to believe in your deservingness, to trust that the miracle is coming, and to open your heart to receive it. You have always deserved it, you just had to believe it.